Good morning, friends. I've had just a bunch of new products sitting in front of me for about a week and they're calling my name, and I swore to myself I would not use any of them until I was able to film a first impressions with them, so gotta get it done. So for you today, I have a bunch of first impressions, I think nearly a full face, but not quite, so I'm really looking forward to it. It's all new to me, not necessarily just launched, but stuff that, you know, I've wanted to try out. We've got some Anastasia, we've got some Hourglass, and a little bit of drugstore as well. So if watching me try on a bunch of new stuff interests you, then keep on watching. Let's get started. So I've already gone and primed because I don't have any new primers today. And I've also thrown on a little bit of lip gloss, and that's all I have on right now, which you can probably tell because of how I look. This lip gloss actually is something that was recommended to me by a castmate. These two precious beings of light are in my cast and they are so cute. I was noticing that during tech, they were just running around with these like really glossy, like pouty lips. I stopped one of them once and I said, wait up, you have to tell me what you're wearing on your lips. And he was like, it's Laneige. And I was like, you guys are so bougie and I can't with you right now. They recommended to me the Laneige lip glowy balm, and so I caved and bought it. This is the peach one. So I threw on a little bit of that before we started filming, and honestly I love it. It's just like a nice, not too sticky lip balm that's actually a little bit glossy. It's refreshing, it smells great. So I pretty much have all new things to try for my base. I have a foundation, a concealer, and a cream contour. All of these things I've seen other influencers use, and I'm actually super excited to dive right in. I haven't even opened the packages yet. Oh my god. Pardon my voice as well. I'm quite tired. I have the Urban Decay Stay Naked Correction Concealer, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation, and last but not least, I have the Maybelline Superstay Multi-Use Foundation Stick, which I saw Tacha use this as cream contour. So I've been wanting to try a new base for a while, and although I still love and stand by all those products, I wanted to try something new. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with cream contour. So I do believe it was Tati who used this as a contour and it looked so nice. So this is the Maybelline Superstay Multi-Use Foundation Stick in the color Mocha, and hopefully it's not going to be too dark. I'm just going to swatch a little bit with my finger because I know these are like way more pigmented than what I'm used to. So actually I'm just going to take it on my finger and just like tap it into the skin this way. Looks like it's going to be a really good contour shade. It almost dries down matte, which is not what I was expecting. I was kind of expecting it to stay a little creamier, kind of like the Hourglass foundation stick. But this is drying down pretty quick, so I'm gonna try and work a little faster. Yeah, it's already dry. That's so not what I'm used to. Let's keep going. Let's draw and just work that in. So my first impression of this is that it's just like, it blended out really well. Let's just see how well it shows up underneath the foundation. Let's throw a bit of this onto the nose. Completely dried down. It's matte. Not really a whole lot of like luminosity to it. And it feels like it's gonna stay put. It's not the consistency I was expecting of a stick foundation, which normally would be very emollient. It would stay creamy for a lot longer. I feel like this would also just be a really good solid matte foundation. I think I'm gonna go in with the foundation first because it's luminous and it won't dry down as fast as the concealer. The concealer will probably dry down faster because it has a matte finish. So what does it say about this foundation? Let's see. I don't know why, but I love the font that they used on this. I just think it's like really slick. I don't know. I really like how it takes up the entire bottle. This says it's vegan, gluten-free. If that is something that pertains to you. Alcohol-free, clinically tested, dermatologist tested, ophthalmologist tested, non-comedogenic, suitable for sensitive skin, long wearing, and no flashback. It says a medium coverage foundation with a luminous natural finish, which is exactly what I want in a foundation. Something that's not too high coverage because I just feel like I look crazy in a full coverage foundation. I also want a luminous finish in a foundation. Your girl needs some moisture up in here. It's winter, so let's give her a whirl. I sure hope to God this matches my shade because I bought this online like an idiot. And it comes in a pump. It's very silky. I just want to see if this is anywhere close to... Oh, I think that might work actually. I think that's pretty close. She said, hopefully. It's a bit on the yellow side, but I'm also a very pink person and my neck is not super pink. You can kind of see there that this is a pretty decent match. Let's blend that in. I want to see what happens. Definitely medium coverage. Like you can still see a lot of my redness peeking through on the cheeks there. I'm gonna try and blend this right into that contour there. It feels really lightweight. Super lightweight, super comfortable. And once I blended it out, that shade was actually pretty decent. I can't believe I got away with that. What a nice finish. It is like dewy but not aggressive dewy, you know what I mean? Like the IT Cosmetics CC cream, the luminous one, is like aggressive. So that was one pump, and usually that's about what I'm wanting for one pump of foundation. I don't want everything to be canceled out because that's what concealer's for. Trying really hard not to like just layer and layer and layer all of my products on until I just become a cakey mess. So I really like so far where this is headed. I feel like I want to do a check-in later on this evening because I'm putting this on at the beginning of my day. I'm just gonna put a tad bit more up here, maybe a little bit more on the cheeks. This will be a good test to see how long this lasts. Okay, so it's buildable. Oh gosh darn it, that's a nice foundation. Better be, I paid enough money for it. I believe Canadian it was 50 something. I was stuck between 3 or 4 foundations to try. It was between this, the Urban Decay, and the Shiseido, and the Shiseido was definitely on the higher end. Astonishingly enough, the Urban Decay was actually more expensive than the Anastasia. Okay, I really love how this looks. I'm super happy with it, and it just feels fresh, you know. It doesn't feel weighty. As much as I love the Flower Beauty foundation, it does feel like you're wearing a foundation. In order for this foundation to win me over, it's gonna have to compete with a foundation that's like half the price, and also based on formula. Like, it's just one of the best drugstore affordable foundations out there on the market, and like you can't really go wrong. Okay, let's motor right on through. I don't have unlimited amounts of time. When do I ever though? Let's be real. Concealer. The Urban Decay Stay Naked Correcting Concealer, and it boasts up to 24-hour wear. We'll see about that. Buildable, full coverage, flexible, breathable, does not transfer, real skin matte finish, corrects the look of imperfections, waterproof, vegan formula, does not contain animal-derived ingredients or byproducts. Again, shade matched online. This is 20NN. Oh, the foundation shade was 140N, just so you're all aware. Everything will be listed down below anyway. This is 20NN, the neutraliest of neutrals. This doe foot's so bizarre. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, I'm just gonna dot this. That doe foot carries a lot of product. Smells like paint. Ooh, it's very light. I just realized as I was putting it on. Just very light. Oh boy, here we go. Ooh, it's very light. Oofa. And that isn't even the lightest it goes. Ooh, wow. Ooh, I put way too much on. Uh-oh. Okay, well, maybe this is not the right shade for me. That's what you get for trying to buy concealer online, you dipshit. Well, it's blending into the foundation really nicely. It's not taking away product underneath. Oh, she's bright. Let's see, look at these under eyes. Okay, well, it looks great. The nose, the nose is a bit sus. It really aggressively emphasized all of my acne down here, but that could have just been the fact that it's so light. Yeah, It doesn't look great on the nose. Oh, I know I should have brought home my other concealer. Because I've been trying out another concealer as well, but it's the Revlon Photo Ready Candid Concealer. That shade is way better for me. Plus it doesn't do this, which I'm sure you can't see. Let me zoom you in. Oh, it's not quite blending in the way I want it to. Anyway, we will make it work. Because that's what we do on this channel. We make things work. That's too far. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take another pump of this foundation. Not even like a pump, like a half a pump. Like a baby pump. Just layer on top of that with a bit of foundation and cross our fingers. With that, we'll take things down. That seems to have patched things up a teensy weensy bit. Okay, the fact that that foundation could like blend on top of that nose business and actually seem to correct things a little bit is pretty impressive. Okay, I'm relatively happy. Let's powder. No new powders today, so just gonna use what I have. So I bake with the Fenty Pro Filt'r. It might seem crazy to bake on top of a Luminous foundation, but trust me, at the end of the day, you will thank me later. And then for the rest of the face, I'm just gonna set with the Milk Blur and Set with a brush. And take a little bit of that powder and dust away the bake. This foundation definitely set a lot more easily than the Flower Beauty foundation. So I think I would say that the Flower Beauty foundation is a lot more full coverage right off the hop from the word go. It's just like, boom, full coverage, and you have to be really, really sparing with it. But with this one, I feel like you could build it up and like it would still look like skin, which I'm kind of really down for. It looks really good. Moving on to bronzer. Okay, who made me buy this? It was Raw Beauty Christie. She has been raving about the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil matte bronzer. I don't think I've bought a Too Faced product since the Sweet Peach and the Peachy Mattes palette, and that was a couple years ago. I used to be all about their products. And like, I think for a lot of people who are just being introduced to makeup, I feel like their products are very alluring for people who are new to makeup just because of their packaging, their branding. It's all so very aesthetically pleasing. But honestly, open up any of their eyeshadow palettes and just prepared to be bored. Like, I don't know how they get away with that, especially with so much makeup being on the market these days. So when Raw Beauty Christie pulled this one out and was like, this is great, I was like, It smells delightful, and the packaging is just so divine, and it feels really great in your hand. And you know what? I haven't used a new bronzer in, gosh, a dog's age. This has been my ride or die for over a year at least. And it's also a fraction of the price of the Too Faced one. So I'm gonna have to be blown away by this for it to replace my favorite bronzer. Okay, what does it say? Create all over warmth and dimension while achieving a long-wearing chocolatey matte tan, infused with 100% real cocoa powder for skin-loving benefits, and a buildable bronze that smells as good as it looks. It's true, it smells very good. Let's just take a little dab, tap, tap, tap into that compact. Okay, let's see how pigmented you are. Let's start tapping it onto the skin, focusing on the back of the cheekbones. Okay, on camera it might look a lot crazier than it does in person. Here's the side with just the cream contour. That actually looks really good. That blended like really easily too. I don't know why, I just don't gravitate towards matte bronzers. I gravitate towards luminous ones just because I don't like looking overly powdery. It's nice to have one that you can use more like a contour though, because I don't like contouring shades. They're too cool tone for me. Like, that looks nice. Okay, tap, 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 tap. That blended so easily. I am using like the babiest amount of the product though. Okay, I'm really happy with that. How do you look on the nose? I haven't been into contouring my nose lately, but I feel like this would be the right shade to do it with. Yeah, that looks really good. What I'm gonna do is actually throw that into the crease of my eye, just because I'm not planning on doing any eyeshadow work today. Lightly dust that into the crease real quick, just to give something, anything. That did something for sure. This is a good old trick for when you don't feel like doing an eye look, but you also don't want to feel naked. And because bronzer is usually designed to blend really well, it actually works as a perfect transition shade. And you don't have to be too precise with it. You can just like slap it in there. It'll usually look pretty good. All right, let's bring some color back into this face. The next product, I am excited and also embarrassed about that I bought it because it's just so overpriced. But I saw Raw Beauty Kristi using it and I just had to have it. So this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Ghost Palette. It is so expensive, especially in Canada. But my God, if it is not the most beautiful cheek palette I've ever seen in my life. Ooh. Isn't this not like the most stunning thing you've ever seen in your life? I could die. I could die. The only Hourglass thing I've ever used is, again, that Vanish Stick. I hated it. So I'm really looking forward to diving into this because I've heard so many good things about it. In Canada, this is over $100. That exchange rate is killing me softly. But I want to put this all over my face. Like there's a bronzer, there's 2 blushes, and there's some highlights. And I just want to look like a soft, glowy baby, okay? All right, what does this package say? Okay, so the first 2 are actually finishing powders. The third one is a strobing powder. The fourth one is a bronzer, and then the 5th is a strobe blush, it's just iridescent, and then the 6th one is a blush. So what I'm going to do is actually tap into the first one here, which is the dim light. Ooh, I've never had like a luminous finishing powder. It's so subtle, but I'm just gonna swipe that kind of all over. It feels like a luxury product, and it is. It really is. Let's dip into the banana shade, pop that under the eye. If you want to take down like a cakey base, this is the way to do it, folks. But that just looks so beautiful. Okay, I want to put on a little bit of this luminous bronzer. I'll definitely want to try that on its own at some point because I want to see what it looks like without other bronzer on top. Okay, and now we're gonna go into blush now. Let's dip into number 6, which is the blush, which is Sublime Flush. So we're just gonna tap right into that one. And it's got like these stripes of peach through it, which, like, you know your girl loves a peachy blush. Yes. Oh, she's subtle. It's glowy though, you can see it, but not a whole lot of color payoff. And you know that this person in this chair right here likes to look like a clown. This definitely just kind of looks like a natural flush, you know what I mean? Like it's not overly pigmented in any sort of way. I might have to intervene a little bit with something a bit more pigmented just to like get some color on my cheeks, because I honestly feel really naked without it. So I'm just gonna throw on Honey Thief by Melt. There. Just a little bit. Okay. Blush topper. Let's get into it. Okay, so this one's called Iridescent Rose. Even the names are bougie. Gosh, that is so beautiful. Oh, that's a hair. It's one of mine. Hit the apples so that you can get that cherubic glow. Okay, and last but not least, we are going to highlight or strobe. Well, I don't really know what the difference is, but here we are. Let's tap into Iridescent Strobe Light. Okay, that packs a bit more of a punch than I was expecting. Here's the nice thing about this palette. I bet you could just build and build and build and build and build, and you could just never go overboard with this. All right, let's see what it looks like on the nose. Oh, right, stunning. Honestly, I just want to like cover my whole face in these powders every day. I'm just gonna use a brush and dip into that bronzer and see what happens when I just sort of sweep it all over the lid. Yeah, you could even just do that if you were trying to get out the door in a big hurry. The most subtle. Like, this is the quintessential no makeup palette. Now that we put on 1,000 pounds of Ambient powders, I actually want to dive into one more highlighter. I've already dipped into this one just because it was calling my name and I couldn't not use it. I apologize. It's already got a dent in it. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter in the shade Pearl, and honestly, do you blame me? Smells the same as every butter product that Physicians Formula makes. I just wanted to show you the majesty of this highlight. It's got like a very ColourPop-esque cushion formula. It feels almost like creamy, but I just wanted to show you if you wanted to amp up your highlight. Like, how absolutely stunning is that? You can put it on with a finger or you can put it on with a brush, doesn't matter. I think it was Tati who was talking about the butter products, but it's got a very ColourPop vibe. Bam. I don't have any new brow products, so I'm just gonna go run off, do that, probably put on some lashes, and we'll come back and finish everything up with a new lip product. Okay, lashes are on. These are a fresh pair of Likely Makeup Hostile Honey, some of my most favoritist wispy, fluffy, beautiful lashes. I threw on some brows and they're fine. The last new thing I wanted to show you guys is something that I got for my lips. I ended up purchasing all of the Noctex Cosmetics liquid lip vials, and Jordy strikes again. She makes me buy something purely because it looks stunning on her. Who knows if it's gonna look stunning on me? We'll find out. I did buy all three, the other ones in my purse, but I just thought the color selection was just so beautiful. Like, these nudes are just so special, and the packaging is right up my alley, so they got me. They were having a huge sale though. They had like the bundle of all three of them for really cheap, so I definitely took advantage of that. Anyway, I've already lined my lips and we're just gonna go in with the shade Rusted. Oh, they smell like butterscotch, by the way. I actually haven't tried this color yet, and honestly, I love it. I'm gonna tap that out with my finger. That is honestly stunning. And it is a bit sticky as it dries down, so just be wary of that, but it looks so beautiful when you blend it out with your finger and like tap out the edges and make it all diffused, and like, ugh. I will do my final thoughts probably at the end of the night, maybe before dinner. So 6 hours from now, I will update you and give you the lowdown on how all of this wore throughout the day, which I'm really looking forward to testing out. I really want to see how this foundation holds up, how this concealer holds up. I will be right back. Okay folks, we are back. It is now 8:45, so it's been just over 6 hours and I have not touched my face at all. So this is what 6 hours of wear looks like on me. So before I blot anything or touch anything up, let's give this a good thorough check-in. Nice, close and personal. I'm actually going to leave the brightness down. I was going to fix it, but I figure this actually will probably show up a little bit better, less exposed. Definitely creasing up in the smile lines, but I always do, especially right in this area right here. I'm definitely a little dewier, especially in and around this area and right on the nose. It has not broken up though. If I dab that away, if I take my little poofy poof and just go a little, yeah, it's still pretty much relatively intact. And usually the rest of my face does not need to be blotted. It's usually just right in that T-zone area, but that took everything down. Like, definitely luminous, but the foundation held up really nicely, as did the highlight, clearly. And my nose looks pretty good, actually. Like, it has not broken up. So just that creasing around the mouth, which I always get, so it's not a surprise. The foundation still looks so stunning, so I'm perfectly fine with a little bit of creasing around the mouth area because honestly, that happens all the time to me. So I've yet to find a foundation that doesn't do that. Bronzer held up, still got a little bit of blush left. So yeah, let's start from the beginning, step by step. Let's go through everything we tried today. The Superstay foundation as a contour, love this. It dries down so fast, so you have to work with it pretty quickly. I blended it in pretty easily and it dried down completely matte again, so if that's not something that you like in a foundation, I would not recommend that. As a contour underneath foundation, it's pigmented enough that it actually shows up. The foundation, I cannot wait to use this more. I'm so happy that this was actually a get, because I've been looking for a new foundation forever. At this moment in time, I can only find Flower Beauty on well.ca. If I can just like run to Sephora and grab this, that would be ideal. Also, the color match is actually pretty on point, so I'm happy about that as well. and it wore just so beautifully all day, and it didn't feel like I was wearing any foundation. For a luminous foundation, that's really rare. Usually luminous foundations feel really heavy. It's just really nice to have something that works, leaves me feeling hydrated but doesn't weigh me down. And it definitely is what it says. It is a medium buildable coverage. It is not full coverage, and that's fine with me. I don't actually mind imperfections peeking through. I have acne scarring here that you can still see. That's just what my skin looks like. I'm not looking for blank canvas. It played well with my primers. It looks great on my nose. It actually fixed up what I was seeing with the concealer. The Naked Correcting Concealer, I'm still a bit on the fence about. This is definitely way too light for me. The under eyes look about as good as they usually do, and I did put it around right here in my nose, and that's still holding up really nicely. It did not cover my acne, but then again, it was also the wrong shade, and I had to try and go back in with the foundation and correct it. I'm gonna return this. The Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer, which was actually surprisingly really silky smooth. Like, I was not expecting this to blend as effortlessly as it did, and it's still here after hours of wear. It wasn't choppy or patchy. I definitely would not go any lighter or any deeper. The Ambient Edit Ghost Palette. Okay, here's the other thing. At one time I opened this and this whole pan was out and on top of the mirror. Don't go like throwing this in your bag thinking it's gonna like survive. It popped right back in, so it didn't like crumble or get destroyed because I paid way too much money for that to happen. I know lots of people don't like the finish on these packages because of how dirty they get. Actually, my favorite things about this palette are the finishing powders. These two pans right here, they gave me an all over just like really beautiful finish to my skin. The rest of it though, like, I don't know, I feel a bit undecided. So what I thought I was gonna like about this palette is the blush and the blush topper, which are these two pans here. Being the clown that I am, they just didn't pack enough punch, and I don't know why I thought otherwise. I just need my blushes to have more punch. Like, the clown blush palette is my favorite for a reason. You have to like really build it up, and with all the pearlescent luminous properties, you're just gonna end up looking like a glazed donut by the end of it. So I feel like for a person who just needs kind of everything in one palette, who likes that glowy look, this is great, really beautiful. But here's the thing, this palette was so much money, like so much money. Is it beautiful and absolutely stunning, and will I use it a lot? Yes. Could I get the same effect by buying a butter bronzer, a Milani baked blush, and a Maybelline Master Chrome? Absolutely. And those three separate products wouldn't even come close to how much this cost. There's really good product out there, and it doesn't have to cost this much money. If you're a collector and you love makeup and you know you will use this, or if you want something like this for your kit, for your brides, like, this is perfect for that. And if you want it all in one place, great, here it is. But if you don't care how things are packaged, and if you don't care about the brand, and if you're on a budget, you don't need this. You really don't. And honestly, I don't need it either. But if you're an Hourglass fan, go for it. If you have the money, go for it. If you really want it, do it. Speaking of Physicians Formula, this highlighter is so amazing. Signature smell, absolutely divine product. Like, I just dip my finger into it and it's just so creamy and smooth. Soft, pearlescent glow. Oh yeah, and the lip vials. Okay, so that's the last thing I think. The lip vials are great. If you're not a matte liquid lip fan, they aren't the most drying, like they're not uncomfortable to wear, but they do dry down completely matte. It lasted all day. I did touch it up on the inner rim of my lips just because drinking, eating, talking, and it's just really comfortable. And the shades are just kind of beautiful nudes that you can wear on any skin tone. And it's not like I don't already own 1,000 nude lipsticks, but Noctex just had my number, man. Like, those are all the shades here. And are they just so beautiful? Like, just some stunning nudes. I think Rusted is my favorite. I can't get away from peachy nudes. I just can't. And this one's really, really special. Anyway, I clearly have a makeup problem, but I'm really glad that I found some really good replacements for all of my products that I use on a daily basis. And I'm just looking forward to enjoying those things. And I think that's where I'm going to end this video. I think that is everything. thing. But I really truly hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like this video, if you like me, if you like this channel, here are the many ways you can help out this channel. You could like this video, you can comment down below what you thought of the video, you can subscribe, you could follow me on other social media. My Instagram is at Madelaide, the same way it is spelled here. And my Twitter is at MadSuds, which is MADDSUDZ. Last but not least, you could hit the Patreon link down below and go check it out. That is everything for me. Please be kind and be generous to everyone you meet out there in the world today, and I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.